old parable attributed to the Cherokee Indians of the two wolves. An old Cherokee chief sits with his grandson and tells him, "A terrible fight is going on inside of me. It's a terrible fight, and it's between two wolves. One is evil. He is anger, sorrow, hate, greed, self-pity, lies, and ego." As his grandson looks on, the chief continues, "The other is good," he says. He is love, compassion, joy, peace, serenity, generosity, truth, and faith. That same fight is going on inside of you, the chief says to his grandson, and it's going on inside every other person too. The young warrior thought in silence for a minute before asking the chief, "Which wolf will win?" The old Cherokee simply replied, "The one you feed." I like this parable because it seems so perfectly suited for us in law enforcement. It's a reminder not to become that which we are surrounded with. With our work, it's easy to feed the evil wolf off the table scraps of our shift. The domestics, the child abuse, and the general stupidity of the human race make the evil wolf salivate for an easy meal. We can't feed that wolf. We are, at our core, a good wolf. We come into this job with that heart. We may not be comfortable being all touchy-feely, so I'll do it for you. Despite any gruff exteriors you may impose or walls you build, you, as a peace officer, have immense love in your heart for your fellow human beings, even the stupid ones. With the exception of our military personnel, there is no other calling in which you will be asked to potentially lay down your life in violent defense of complete strangers. You may not see it, but if that's not love, compassion, joy, peace, serenity, generosity, truth, and faith, then I don't know what is. You are a good wolf. But that wolf has to eat. Even the best intentions fall apart when the body and mind begin to starve. So we must feed the good wolf to stave off and starve off the evil wolf. But how do we do that? We all have different ways of recharging our batteries. We might seek fellowship or solitude in the outdoors. We focus our off-duty time on family and kids and loved ones. We have hobbies to take us away from the places where the evil wolf might eat. The poignancy of this parable should be doubly impactful when considered through the lens of our favorite nickname, that of the sheepdog. That lesson by Lieutenant Colonel Dave Grossman needs no retelling here, but the commonalities and the correlates to the one you feed parable are striking. Both have a wolf that is good, the sheepdog in the sense of the police. Both have a wolf that is bad. It's interesting, and I don't think there's more appropriate commentary on the challenges of police work. It works on so many levels. First is the obvious one. We fight the good fight against the bad wolf. But if the parable is correct, we must be fed, satiated through some means. This is obviously a metaphor, not a literal feeding, although my wife will tell you how quickly I become hangry, the evil wolf, if I skip a meal. So how do you feed? Accolades, awards, recognitions, stats. Sure, those are things that will feed us temporarily. But what about honor, purpose, service, strength? Those are far more satiating to the heart of the good wolf. As noted, the good wolf is full of love, compassion, joy, peace, serenity, generosity, truth, and faith. When that wolf is fed with honor, purpose, service, and strength, I suspect it is invincible from the deceits of the evil wolf. The challenge for all of us in the current climate is to resolve to continue to feed the good wolf a healthy diet. Much like the old yellow lab sitting at my feet, a change in diet is disastrous both to the canine and my front lawn. So too is a change in what we need to feed our good wolf. If the good wolf is allowed to now subsist on media scrutiny, confrontational cop blockers, political maneuverings, riots with hashtags, then the good wolf is going to starve, and he's going to shit all over the lawn in the process. The good wolf needs a good diet. The second parallel between the two wolves parable and Grossman's essay is the observation that the sheep remain timid and reluctant to acknowledge and admit the sheepdog's presence. In this sense, I see that the reluctance to support law enforcement in some areas of society is a reluctance to feed the good wolf the healthy diet it needs. Accolades, awards, and recognition are withheld for fear of encouraging the good wolf to be, well, a wolf. The wolf, starved of this positive attention, begins to wither away until there's nothing left to receive from the outside world. So, I suggest that it's better that we find ways to feed our good wolf from internal sources of strength, from those ideas of honor, purpose, service, and strength. That is, after all, where the good food quality lies. Third, if we take the idea of the two wolves from a struggle inside each individual person and expand that to a struggle inside the entirety of society, I think we'd see that we are collectively feeding the evil wolf. For reasons far too great to enumerate here, we've been feeding our evil wolf to the point that his belly's engorged, his mind is full of lethargy, and he's in a food coma of mega proportions. Then how do we continue to feed the good wolf in a world that is so intent on stuffing our nemesis? We must find that from each other, from the amazing feats of bravery and the intense acts of selflessness that occur dozens, even hundreds of times, and probably thousands of times a day, by ourselves and our partners. We must rally our collective honor, our collective purpose, service, and strength in some sort of mental potluck. So acknowledge each other and the amazing acts of love that you witness day in and day out from each other and other sheepdogs. If you feed another's good wolf, your own will be satiated as well. And when the gift is returned in your direction, you will find that you yourself are also full. Stay safe. Take care of each other. This little minisode is brought to you by SB Tactical and the iCombat training system. To check out more about their active shooter training system that has no mess, no cleanup, and no prep or site work, go to sbtactical.com.